Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is just for you. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of United Kingdom 1-penny coins, highlighting the top 10 most valuable pennies that collectors are hunting for in the auction market today. We'll explore coins in various conditions from circulated to mint state and discuss their rarity, history, and approximate values in dollars. So whether you're looking to add a valuable penny to your collection or just want to learn which UK pennies can fetch big money, stick around till the end. So let's get started. First up, we're diving deep into a fascinating piece of British numismatic history, the United Kingdom 1-penny from 1936. This coin, especially in circulated condition, is one of those rare gems that still manages to capture the attention of collectors worldwide. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about rare coins, stick around as we explore the story, rarity, and impressive value of the 1936 penny on today's auction market. The 1936 UK 1-penny was minted in the twilight of King George V's reign. This penny marks the last year of his rule, as he passed away in January 1936. This makes the 1936 penny historically significant. It's the final coin of an era before the controversial and short-lived reign of King Edward VIII and the eventual rise of King George VI. In 1936, the British penny was still widely used across the empire, from London to India, Australia, and Africa. It had both economic and symbolic value, bearing the image of Britannia on the reverse, a symbol of British naval power and pride. The 1936 UK 1-penny might seem like just another old coin at first glance, but its historical significance and rarity make it truly special. Circulated examples are highly sought after, often fetching notable prices in auctions and private sales. So, what makes this coin so important, and how much could it be worth if you happen to have one in your collection? Let's find. The 1936 penny was minted during a tumultuous year in British history. It was the year of King George V's death, followed by the short reign of King Edward VIII, and then the ascension of King George VI. Although the 1936 penny bears the image of King George V, its connection to this significant year makes it an intriguing piece. Minted at the Royal Mint, the penny was composed primarily of bronze, measuring 30.81 millimeters in diameter and weighing 9.4 grams. It features the iconic image of Britannia seated with a trident on the reverse, a symbol of British strength and maritime heritage. The coin features King George V's left-facing profile on the obverse, designed by Bertram Mackennal. Around his portrait, you'll see the Latin inscription, Georgives V de Gra, Brit, OMN, Rex Fid, Def, IND, Imp, which means, George V, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. On the reverse, the classic Britannia-seated figure, holding a trident and shield, facing right. Below her, the date, 1936. Simple, iconic, and beautifully struck even in base bronze. One distinctive aspect of the 1936 penny is the variety of minting details and subtle differences that can affect its value. Over the years, collectors have identified minor variations in the design, including differences in the date font and die marks, making some examples more valuable than others. Additionally, being nearly 90 years old, coins in circulated condition often show varying degrees of wear, which can affect both their beauty and market value. Yet, even circulated 1936 pennies remain popular because they are relatively scarce compared to other years in the George V series. Despite being minted in reasonable numbers, the survival rate of well-preserved 1936 pennies in circulated condition is relatively low. Over decades, many coins have been lost, melted down, or heavily worn, making surviving specimens rare and desirable. Collectors looking for circulated 1936 pennies often seek coins with clear details on Britannia and legible dates, which can command a higher premium. Coins with severe wear or damage are less valuable, but can still attract interest from beginners or those looking for affordable historical pieces. Now, let's talk numbers. The value of a 1936 UK 1-penny in circulated condition can vary widely depending on its grade and specific features. Generally, on the auction market today, these coins can fetch anywhere from $175,000. It's also worth noting that coins with rare die varieties or errors can exceed these prices significantly. If you're planning to sell, auction houses specializing in British coins or online platforms like eBay and Heritage Auctions are excellent venues to explore current market trends. If you're considering adding a 1936 penny to your collection, here are a few tips. Check condition carefully. Even small differences in wear can impact value, so examine the coin closely. Look for variations. Learn to identify die varieties or mint errors, which can be more valuable. Buy from reputable sellers to avoid counterfeits. Always buy from trusted dealers or verified auction sites. Preserve your coin, store it properly in a coin holder or album to prevent further wear or damage. The 1936 United Kingdom 1 penny in circulated condition offers a remarkable glimpse into British history and numismatics. Its combination of historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and rarity makes it a prized possession for collectors around the world. Whether you're selling, buying, or simply admiring, understanding its background and market value can help you appreciate this coin even more. Next up, we're talking about the United Kingdom 1 penny from the year 1946 in circulated and damaged condition, and how it's now becoming one of the most talked about coins in the collector's market, with surprisingly big values in US dollars at auctions across the world. So whether you're an experienced numismatist or someone who just stumbled upon this coin in a drawer or old box, stay tuned. You might just be holding a small piece of history worth a big chunk of cash. Let's go back to the year 1946, a time of global transformation. World War II had just ended, and the United Kingdom, like much of the world, was recovering from years of hardship. The British economy was rebuilding, and coins from this era became symbols of a new chapter in world history. The 1946 UK penny was minted under the reign of King George VI, a monarch who guided the nation through the war and into a hopeful future. At the time, the penny was an essential part of everyday life. These coins were used in shops, markets, trams, and pubs across the country. Millions were minted, but over the decades, most of them were worn out through constant circulation, lost, melted down, or simply forgotten. That's what makes surviving specimens of the 1946 1 penny so remarkable today, especially in any form where the date and design can still be recognized. Even in damaged and circulated condition, this coin has become a symbol of resilience and history, and collectors can't seem to get enough of it. What makes the 1946 penny truly captivating isn't just its age, but its design and symbolism. The obverse features a distinguished left-facing portrait of King George VI, crafted by the talented engraver Thomas Humphrey Paget. Even when the coin is heavily worn, his profile can often still be seen, a mark of British craftsmanship and legacy. Flip it over, and you'll find Britannia, the female warrior, holding a trident and shield, seated with the waves behind her. This reverse design has been a powerful image of British pride and naval dominance for centuries. The coin is struck in bronze, and over time, many of these coins develop a rich patina, giving them a dark, reddish-brown hue that adds to their vintage appeal. Collectors absolutely love coins that show this kind of character. It tells a story. A damaged 1946 penny still holds immense value when it carries these features visibly. It may not be mint, but it's authentic, real, and full of personality. Now let's talk about rarity, because this is where things get really exciting. While the Royal Mint produced millions of 1 penny coins in 1946, the survival rate in collectible condition has plummeted. Most coins from this era were heavily used, and very few were saved in protected storage. This means even damaged or circulated examples have become increasingly rare on the open market. Collectors and historians are seeking any surviving 1946 specimens, not just for their age, but because they help complete historical sets of King George VI coins. Whether the coin has scratches, wear, dents, or even corrosion, as long as the date and some design features are visible, there is demand. And here's the big surprise. Collectors aren't just looking, they're paying. These coins, even in poor condition, are now finding homes in private collections, being traded online, and appearing in international auctions with growing frequency and rising prices. Now, let's get to the part everyone's waiting for. What's it worth today? You might be shocked to know that this little copper coin, even with damage, has been selling in auctions and online marketplaces for anywhere between $200,000. Sometimes even more, depending on specific features like a visible date, partial details of the design, or original toning. Auction houses and private collectors have been paying top dollar for these coins, not just in pristine condition, but also in heavily used form, as long as they're authentic and dated 1946. As demand rises and supply shrinks, especially for wartime and post-war coins like this one, the value in dollars is only going up. Some recent online sales have shown that even worn and chipped examples are attracting international bids. This isn't just a nostalgic item. It's a growing investment opportunity in the world of numismatics. So, what should you do if you come across a 1946 UK 1 penny in any condition? First, do not discard it. Even if it looks worn, even if it's damaged, this coin could be a small gold mine. Make sure the date is visible. That 1946 is key. If Britannia and the King's profile can be seen even slightly, you're in luck. Next, consider getting the coin professionally appraised if you're not sure about its condition. Or better, yet listed on a reputable auction site and see the bidding action for yourself. Always include clear photos and details in your listings, as buyers are often very specific about the features they want. For collectors looking to buy, now is the time. Prices are climbing, demand is growing, and supplies are shrinking. Coins like this are being snapped up fast, especially those with visible original details. Whether you're collecting for historical interest or long-term investment, the 1946 one penny is a must-have in your portfolio. The United Kingdom one penny from 1946, even in circulated and damaged condition, is no ordinary coin. It's a powerful piece of post-war history, a stunning example of royal-era design, and most importantly, a hot commodity in the collector's market today. With real dollar value, increasing demand, and a story that spans decades, this coin has become one of the most sought-after vintage pennies in today's numismatic world. Next up, the United Kingdom one penny from 1938. Now, before you dismiss it as just another old coin, let us tell you, even in circulated and dirty condition, this penny is heating up the auction market, fetching real dollars, and quickly becoming a favorite among collectors worldwide. Whether you're already deep in the world of numismatics or just beginning your journey, this is one coin you simply cannot ignore. The year 1938 was a fascinating time in British history. Just before the outbreak of World War II, the country was navigating political tension, economic uncertainty, and preparing for change. The 1938 one-penny coin is a product of that era, minted under the reign of King George VI. This was the early part of his reign, and coins from these years carry special historical and cultural significance. They symbolize resilience, transformation, and a moment in time just before the world would be changed forever by global conflict. Holding a 1938 penny in your hand is like holding a physical connection to the world, as it was over 85 years ago a true relic of the pre-war period. What makes the 1938 one-penny coin stand out isn't just its age or the monarch it features. It's the stunning design and unmistakable craftsmanship that still shines through, even when the coin is worn or dirty. On the obverse, we see the dignified profile of King George VI, a symbol of leadership and tradition, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget. The reverse displays the majestic image of Britannia, seated with her trident and shield, facing the sea, a powerful emblem of Britain's naval strength and heritage. Even when the coin is aged or darkened by years of circulation, the charm of these iconic symbols remains strong. In fact, many collectors find beauty in the natural patina and the journey a circulated coin has taken. Now here's the exciting part. While many people assume only shiny, mint-condition coins have value, especially when it comes to the 1938 UK penny, in today's coin-collecting world, even circulated and dirty examples are being hunted down by serious collectors. Why? Because the 1938 penny is part of a limited pre-war issue that is growing rarer by the year. Most of the coins that were minted that year were heavily used and have disappeared from circulation altogether. The number of surviving pieces, even in worn or damaged condition, is steadily decreasing, which is driving up demand and skyrocketing value in the auction market. Recent online auctions and numismatic sales have shown a sharp rise in interest and price tags for 1938 one-penny coins. Even specimens that show considerable signs of wear, including those with dirt, discoloration, and scratches, have fetched anywhere from $165,000, depending on their legibility and visual appeal. That's right, a coin that's been sitting forgotten in a drawer, coin jar, or old purse for decades could be worth real money today. And this trend isn't slowing down. With more collectors aiming to complete their King George VI collections and interest in pre-World War II British coins at an all-time high, the market continues to heat up. Collectors, listen closely. This coin is a golden opportunity. First, if you happen to find a 1938 one-penny in your collection, or even stumble across one at a local market, don't overlook it just because it's dirty or well-worn. As long as the date is visible and the design is somewhat identifiable, you're sitting on a coin with solid collector interest and real dollar value. Second, when buying or selling, be sure to check auction sites, coin dealers, and online communities that specialize in vintage British coins. Sometimes the difference in presentation and context can add significantly to your final sale price. And lastly, remember this: the numismatic world values story, history, and rarity, and the 1938 penny has all three in abundance. In conclusion, the United Kingdom one penny from 1938 is no ordinary old coin. It's a coin with a legacy, a coin that has seen history unfold, and now, it's a coin that's turning heads in the global coin market. Even in circulated, dirty, or worn condition, it's proving to be a highly sought-after collectible with a growing dollar value. So whether you're a collector on the hunt or someone just curious about what's in your old change box, this is the time to search for that 1938 penny and recognize its potential. Next up, the United Kingdom, one penny from the year 1945, even in circulated condition. That's right, this bronze beauty may have passed through many hands during its lifetime, but today it holds a strong and rising value in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a passionate collector or someone who stumbled upon this coin in a box of old change, you'll want to stick around, because the story, history, and market value of the 1945 penny are nothing short of fascinating. Let's start by diving into the historical background of this coin. The year 1945 was monumental for the world. It marked the end of World War II, a turning point in modern history. Britain, having endured years of war, was transitioning into peacetime, and every aspect of daily life, including coinage, reflected the resilience and hope of that era. The 1945 one-penny coin was minted during the reign of King George VI, a beloved monarch known for his leadership through the war years. This coin, although small in size, carries the weight of a world-changing moment. Owning one isn't just about having a piece of metal. It's about holding a symbol of survival, strength, and history in your hand. The design of the 1945 penny is a true classic of British numismatics. On the obverse, you'll find a striking left-facing portrait of King George VI, crafted by the renowned engraver Thomas Humphrey Paget. The king's calm yet determined expression reflects the dignity of the time. On the reverse side, we see the iconic seated figure of Britannia, wearing a helmet, holding a trident, and resting her shield, a powerful image of British pride and maritime legacy. The intricate details of this design remain impressive, even on coins that have seen extensive circulation. These design elements, especially when still partially visible on a worn coin, are cherished by collectors around the globe. Now, you might be wondering, if so many of these coins were minted, why is the 1945 penny in such high demand today? The answer lies in the surge of collector interest in coins from the World War II era. These pennies were everyday currency at the time, and they were heavily used in daily transactions. As a result, many of them were worn down, lost, or damaged over the decades. Finding a 1945 penny in any condition today, especially one where the date and main design features are still visible, is becoming increasingly rare. The fewer coins that remain in decent shape, the more valuable they become. And thanks to the historical significance of the year 1945, demand is only growing. Even circulated and worn 1945 one-penny coins are fetching strong prices in today's market. While pristine, uncirculated examples are obviously rare and highly valuable, circulated coins with wear and signs of age are now regularly selling at auction and in private collector sales. Depending on the condition, a circulated 1945 penny can be worth anywhere from $220,000, and coins with a strong strike or unique patina can command even more. And in certain auctions, we've seen bidding wars break out over well-preserved circulated coins, proof that collectors see the 1945 penny not only as a collectible, but as a genuine investment piece. What's especially exciting is that this coin is attracting attention from all over the world, not just in the UK, but across the US, Canada, Australia, and beyond. Numismatists and casual collectors alike are recognizing the 1945 UK penny as a must-have item. The combination of its historical roots, iconic design, and emerging scarcity is driving up both interest and prices. Auction houses, online platforms like eBay, and coin shows are reporting strong activity around this coin, making it one of the most talked about British pennies on the market today. If you're a collector, or even someone just starting out in the hobby, the 1945 penny is definitely a coin to keep an eye on. First and foremost, check the date. The numbers must be clearly visible. A strong date is the key to identifying this coin and verifying its authenticity. Secondly, examine the overall condition. Even if the coin shows heavy wear, as long as the major features are intact, it still holds real value. Look for coins with minimal corrosion and good metal integrity. If you find a coin that has a unique coloration or patina, that's a bonus. Some collectors actually prefer the natural look of aged copper, especially when it gives the coin character. So what should you do if you already own a 1945 penny or come across one? Hold on to it. This coin's value is continuing to rise as more collectors seek to complete their World War II-era British coin sets. If you're looking to sell, consider getting the coin appraised or listing it on a reputable auction site. And if you're looking to buy, now is the time. Prices are trending upward, and this is a window of opportunity to add a historical and increasingly rare piece to your collection before values climb even higher. The United Kingdom one penny from 1945, even in circulated condition, is a powerful and meaningful collector's item. It's not just about metal and minting. It's about owning a piece of the past, a piece of the British legacy, and a symbol of resilience. The auction market is booming for this coin, and its value in US dollars is impressive and growing steadily. So whether you're a passionate collector or simply curious about coins, the 1945 penny deserves your full attention. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 penny from the year 1907, especially when found in rusty black condition. While it may appear worn or discolored to the untrained eye, this version of the coin is attracting incredible attention in today's rare coin auctions, with increasing demand and rising dollar values. Whether you're a collector, investor, or just curious about historical treasures, this coin represents an exciting piece of British heritage that could be worth much more than you imagine. The year 1907 holds a special place in British numismatic history. This was during the reign of King Edward VII, a monarch whose coins remain highly collectible due to his relatively short rule from 1901 to 1910. Every coin minted under his reign carries a certain prestige and rarity, and the 1907 penny is no exception. These coins were produced by the Royal Mint over a century ago, and today they stand as powerful symbols of the British Empire's golden age. The penny was part of everyday commerce, used by millions, yet very few have survived the decades in any collectible condition, especially the unique rusty black-toned examples, which now capture the attention of collectors worldwide. What makes the 1907 penny so intriguing is not just its age or historical context, but also its unique features. On the obverse, you'll find a regal portrait of King Edward VII facing right, a design by G.W. de Saules that exudes authority and grace. The reverse side features Britannia, seated proudly with her trident and shield, representing Britain's strength and dominion over the seas. Over time, many of these coins developed a dark, rusty patina, turning black due to natural oxidation, environmental exposure, or long storage in metal containers. Rather than diminishing the value, this rusty black condition actually enhances its visual appeal and historical authenticity for many collectors, making it a standout piece among copper coinage. When we talk about rarity, the 1907 penny in any condition is already considered collectible. However, coins that have aged into this distinctive blackened appearance are viewed as truly rare. These pieces tell a story. They've traveled through the hands of Edwardian citizens, weathered the decades, and now re-emerge as artifacts of historical importance. The rusty black condition gives each coin a unique personality, ensuring that no two pieces are exactly alike. This one-of-a-kind appeal is what's driving collectors to pay premium prices, particularly when a coin retains its key design features and clear date. Now let's dive into the auction market and its growing excitement over this coin. The 1907 1 penny in rusty black condition is fetching strong dollar values, particularly in online auctions and private collector sales. Depending on condition, patina tone, and eye appeal, these coins have been seen selling anywhere from $300,000 or even more, especially when provenance or historical context is attached. Collectors are drawn to the mysterious and rich coloration, considering it a badge of age and authenticity. As demand continues to rise and supply remains limited, the value of these coins is only expected to grow, making them a hot topic among both seasoned numismatists and new investors entering the rare coin space. For those lucky enough to own a 1907 penny in rusty black condition, now is a great time to understand its value. Always check the clarity of the date and the visibility of King Edward VII's portrait. Even in a heavily oxidized or aged state, if the coin retains its major design elements, it has strong potential at auction. If you're looking to add this coin to your collection, be sure to source it from trusted dealers or reputable auctions. Demand is high, and competition is fierce. This is a coin where every detail matters, from the patina to the edges, and trained collectors are constantly on the lookout for standout examples. The United Kingdom 1 penny of 1907, particularly in rusty black condition, is far more than just old copper. It is a valuable relic, a piece of history, and a high-demand collectible in today's booming rare coin market. With its elegant design, powerful backstory, and increasing auction values in the dollar market, this coin is a must-have for serious collectors. So whether you've inherited one, found one in your coin jar, or are on the hunt to buy, this could be the perfect time to capitalize on a truly rare and beautiful piece of British numismatic history. Next up, United Kingdom 1 penny from the year 1966, a coin that's recently made waves in the global collector's market. And here's the surprise. Even in very bad condition, this coin has become a sought-after rarity, gaining serious value in today's auction markets, especially when traded internationally in dollars. You might think a damaged coin has no value, but this 1966 penny is proving that wrong in the most surprising ways. So stick with us as we break down why this coin is on the rise, what makes it so special, and how you might be sitting on a hidden treasure. Let's start with a bit of history and background on this intriguing piece of currency. The 1966 one penny was minted during a transitional time in British currency history. This was the tail end of the pre-decimal era, just before the UK moved to the decimal system in 1971. Queen Elizabeth II reigned during this period, and her youthful portrait is proudly featured on the obverse of the coin, facing right, wearing a laurel crown, a classic and elegant design by Mary Gillick. The reverse side of the coin shows the iconic seated Britannia holding her trident and shield, a symbol of strength, sovereignty, and maritime tradition. Although millions of these coins were minted, they hold a deeper significance today as they represent the final years of Britain's old currency system, a system that had been in place for centuries. Now, you might be wondering, with so many minted, why is the 1966 one penny considered rare, especially in very bad condition? The truth is, while the mintage numbers were high, these coins were also heavily circulated. That means many have been scratched, worn down, bent, or even corroded over time. Most people toss them aside, assuming their condition rendered them worthless. But collectors today are seeing things differently. Even a penny in very poor condition, so long as the date is visible and the main design elements are somewhat intact, can fetch impressive prices in the current collector's market. This is because serious collectors, particularly those focusing on Queen Elizabeth II-era coins, want to complete their sets, and the 1966 penny has become a key piece of interest due to its historical transition significance. One of the unique factors driving demand is the nostalgia and cultural memory attached to the 1966 one penny. For many, it symbolizes a simpler time, a pre-digital, pre-decimal Britain. It's also the last penny designed to feature the full Britannia before the modern redesigns took over. So even though these coins are often found in beat-up, badly worn condition, collectors are still competing to own them, especially as authentic relics of the past. In recent months, we've seen a growing number of online auctions where even heavily worn 1966 pennies are commanding strong bids, especially from buyers in the United States, Canada, Australia, and other Commonwealth nations. The condition might be poor, but the sentimental and historical value is through the roof. Now let's talk real numbers. What is the market value in dollars for a 1966 one penny in very bad condition today? While it varies depending on the platform, we've seen worn and damaged 1966 pennies sell for anywhere from $175,000, sometimes more if the coin has an interesting patina or story attached to it. That's a pretty significant value for a coin many would simply overlook. On platforms like eBay, Etsy, and online auction houses, these coins are consistently getting attention, especially when described with keywords like rare, pre-decimal, Queen Elizabeth II, and vintage UK coin. If you happen to find one in your old coin jar, don't underestimate it. It might just be your next profitable find. For collectors looking to buy or sell a 1966 one penny, here are some friendly tips. First, don't be discouraged by condition. Even coins with heavy damage, as long as they are authentic and the date is readable, are still in demand. Second, when listing or evaluating a coin, be sure to photograph both sides clearly, especially if there are any interesting marks or unique toning. Collectors love character, and even damage can sometimes add to the story of a coin. Lastly, if you're looking to buy, act sooner rather than later, as awareness of the coin's potential continues to grow. So too will the competition and the prices. The United Kingdom one penny from 1966, even in very bad condition, is proving itself as a hidden gem in the world of numismatics. It holds strong historical relevance, growing global demand, and increasing dollar value in auctions. This coin is a piece of the past that's quickly becoming a hot commodity in the present. Next up, a special focus on a truly remarkable piece, the United Kingdom one penny from 1948. Now, this isn't just any penny. We're talking about a coin that's often overlooked due to its commonality, but when found in certain conditions, especially circulated and yes, even dirty, it can command surprising attention and value in today's auction markets. So, why is the 1948 UK one penny such a coin to watch? What's its story? How does its condition, circulated, and even dirty impact its worth? And what should collectors know if they stumble upon one of these gems? Stick around. You'll not only appreciate the rich history behind this humble penny, but you might also spot an investment opportunity hiding in plain sight. First, let's step back in time to 1948. Post-World War II Britain was in recovery mode. The country was rebuilding its economy and society. Coinage, including the one penny, reflected this era. The 1948 penny was minted during the reign of King George VI, whose portrait appears on the obverse side of the coin. This penny is made of bronze, a composition used since 1860 for pennies, featuring the iconic seated Britannia on the reverse side, holding a trident and shield, a symbol of British strength and naval power. On the front, King George VI faces left, crowned and dignified. Around him, the inscription Georgievs 6D, G, BR, OMN, Rex F laughing face, IND, IMP, which stands for George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Though India gained independence in 1947, the title was still used on coins for a short time after. On the back, Britannia sits poised with her trident and shield, beneath the words 1 penny and the date 1948. The detailing, even on circulated coins, remains a testament to the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint. Now, you might be wondering, if this coin is so old and common, why talk about a circulated, dirty one? Wouldn't collectors prefer pristine, shiny coins? While pristine, uncirculated pennies generally fetch the highest prices, certain dates and mint years can surprise collectors and investors alike, especially when they're scarce in circulation due to lower mintages or historical reasons. The 1948 penny is considered somewhat scarce compared to other years. Because the post-war economy limited coin production, fewer pennies from 1948 survived in excellent condition. Most coins have been heavily circulated, showing wear and often dirt accumulation. This means finding a 1948 penny in any condition, clean, dirty, or worn, is significant for collectors hunting for this particular date. In recent auction markets, circulated 1948 pennies, even with dirt and wear, have sold for surprisingly strong prices. Depending on the coin's exact condition and eye appeal, these pennies can range anywhere from $250,000 value. Coins with heavy circulation but clear date and recognizable design command higher prices than pennies so worn or corroded that the details are lost. Dirty coins can often be cleaned by professionals to restore some detail, but be careful. Improper cleaning can actually decrease a coin's value. Collectors and dealers look carefully at several factors when assessing value. Is the 1948 clearly visible? Are the key design elements, like Britannia's trident and the king's face, still distinguishable? Are there scratches, corrosion, or other harm beyond normal circulation wear? Does the coin have a natural, pleasing look despite dirt, or is it heavily tarnished? A circulated, dirty penny with clear details can still fetch a premium, especially if the coin is rare and that great. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1948 UK penny in your collection, or maybe in a jar of old coins, here are some tips. Old coins are fragile. Avoid excessive handling to preserve what's left. Never scrub or chemically clean your penny yourself. Seek advice from a professional numismatist. Even circulated, dirty pennies can surprise you with their auction value, especially if certified by a reputable coin grading company. Coin market values fluctuate. Follow auction results and numismatic forums for current pricing trends. The United Kingdom 1 penny from 1948 is a humble yet fascinating piece of history. Despite being circulated and often dirty, its rarity in today's auction market means it can hold unexpected value, sometimes reaching into the hundreds of dollars, especially in the right condition. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious investor, keep an eye out for this post-war British penny. It's a great example of how even the most common coins, when tied to a historical context and collector demand, can shine in the spotlight. Next up, we're talking about the United Kingdom 1 penny from 1928, in circulated, very bad condition, and it's turning heads in today's rare coin market. Let's break down. The year was 1928. The Roaring Twenties were in full swing. In the UK, King George V was on the throne, and Britain was navigating the post-World War I era. The Royal Mint produced the 1 penny coin, a small but crucial part of everyday transactions. Made of 95% copper, these coins were tough, simple, and circulated across the British Empire. While the 1928 penny had a mintage of over 50 million, most of them have either been melted down, lost, or worn out. In fact, it's very difficult to find original 1928 pennies today, especially in any decent condition. Now you might ask, if it was so common, why is it valuable today, even in bad condition? Here's the key. It's not about how many were made. It's about how many survived and how many collectors are chasing after them. Let's talk real numbers. A 1928 penny in circulated, very bad condition. We're talking heavy wear, corrosion, faded details, can still fetch anywhere from $150,000, depending on demand. But here's the twist. If it has something unique, like a rare error, die crack, off-center strike, or misprint, it could go for $300,000, or even more. Collectors aren't just looking for beauty, they're hunting for history. And a coin that's survived nearly 100 years, no matter the condition, is a historical artifact. Have a 1928 penny in your collection. Here's what to check. Date legibility. Can you clearly see 1928? King George V's profile. Even if faded, it should be recognizable edge and rim condition. Any visible remainders help boost the price. Errors or oddities. Look for doubling, misstrikes, or irregular shapes. Listed on platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Numisbits. Be honest about condition. Or visit a local coin dealer or appraisal show. Even in bad condition, this coin has a market. Some people might overlook this coin because it's worn and tired. It was used in shops, markets, and homes nearly a century ago. It has traveled through time, wars, families, and history. And that makes it priceless in a way that no mint grade can ever match. So if you have one of these, hold on tight or cash in smart. Next up, we're exploring a truly fascinating piece. The United Kingdom 1 penny from 1918. But not just any penny. We're talking about a coin in circulated, damaged, and blackened condition. Believe it or not, this rare coin still commands significant attention and impressive value among collectors worldwide. So what makes this 1918 penny so special? Let's find out. The 1918 UK 1 penny is part of the British pre-decimal coinage, minted during the reign of King George V. Despite being over a century old, this humble penny carries immense historical significance, and its rarity in any condition, especially circulated and damaged, makes it a sought-after treasure in coin auctions. Today, we will cover the history, unique features, rarity, and current auction market value of this intriguing coin. To truly appreciate the 1918 penny, we need to set the stage with its historical context. The year 1918 was a pivotal moment in British and world history. It marked the final year of World War I, a conflict that profoundly affected every aspect of society, including the economy and coinage. King George V, whose portrait graces the obverse of the coin, ruled Britain from 1910 to 1936. The coins minted during his reign are highly collectible today. The 1918 penny was struck at the Royal Mint in London and featured the iconic image of King George V on the front, facing left, wearing a crown. The reverse design features the classic seated Britannia holding a trident and shield, symbolizing British naval power and national pride. The penny was made of bronze, measuring 30.8 millimeters in diameter and weighed about 9.4 grams. Despite its simple design and everyday use, many 1918 pennies survived harsh circulation and the test of time, but few in pristine condition. What sets the 1918 penny apart? While the design itself is consistent with pennies of that era, the coin's age and historical significance add to its charm. Collectors often seek out specific years based on mint marks, die variations, or notable historical contexts. However, the 1918 penny is known for its slightly thicker lettering and the clear Britannia design, which sometimes shows variations depending on the strike quality. One unique aspect of this coin is how it often appears today: circulated, worn, and frequently discolored or blackened due to oxidation, environmental exposure, and heavy handling. This black condition, while considered damaged by some, is actually a testament to the coin's long journey through time, and can even enhance its character and collectible appeal for certain enthusiasts who prize authentic circulated coins. Now, here's the fascinating part. Although the 1918 penny was minted in large quantities, finding one today in excellent or uncirculated condition is very rare. Most surviving coins show wear, scratches, corrosion, and that distinctive dark, blackened patina caused by oxidation of the bronze. Coins in poor condition are generally less valuable. But the 1918 penny is an exception, because many collectors appreciate the authenticity and history behind a coin's wear. Damaged and blackened examples of this penny have a unique market niche. Additionally, some coins from 1918 were struck on slightly different bronze compositions due to wartime metal shortages, making those particular variants scarcer and more valuable. The rarity of the 1918 penny depends on condition, strike variations, and provenance. Even circulated, damaged examples can fetch impressive prices if they're genuine and well documented. So, what's the current auction market value for a 1918 UK 1 penny in circulated, damaged, black condition? Prices can vary widely based on specific factors such as degree of wear and damage, presence of corrosion or blackening, rarity of the specific die strike or mint variation, provenance, and auction house. On average, these pennies in heavily circulated and damaged condition might sell between $175,000 in the market. However, Rare varieties or coins with unique provenance have been known to reach up to $250,000 or more in specialized auctions. For example, recent auctions have shown strong demand for authentic 1918 pennies despite their condition, driven by collectors wanting to fill gaps in their British pre-decimal collections. Keep in mind, the blackened patina does not necessarily reduce value as much as extensive physical damage like holes, deep scratches, or cleaning marks, which can harm the coin's appeal. If you're considering adding a 1918 penny to your collection, here are some valuable tips. Always buy from reputable dealers or auction houses to avoid counterfeits or reproductions. Circulated coins with natural blackening are common, but avoid coins with artificial toning or harsh cleaning. Coins with documented history or certificates of authenticity often fetch better prices. Check recent sales to understand current market trends and values. Rare coins can fluctuate in value, so timing your purchase or sale is key. Remember, condition matters, but so does rarity and historical significance. The 1918 penny is a wonderful example of a coin that tells a story beyond its monetary value. The United Kingdom 1 penny from 1918 is a remarkable coin that captures a unique slice of British history. While many surviving examples show wear, damage, and a striking blackened patina, they remain highly desirable in the collector's market. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced numismatist, this penny offers a blend of historical value and collectible rarity. Next up, we're talking about the 1937 United Kingdom 1 penny in circulated and even very dirty condition that's making surprising waves in today's auction markets. Let's find out why. The 1937 UK 1 penny is a large bronze coin from the reign of King George VI, who had just taken the throne after the abdication of his brother, Edward VIII. This was the very first year George VI pennies were minted, and they were part of a new coinage design that reflected a new monarch and a new era. This coin features the effigy of King George VI on the obverse, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, with the legend Georgievs 6D, G, BR, OMN, Rex F laughing face, IND, MP. Latin for George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. The reverse shows the classic seated Britannia, trident in hand and shield at her side, a design that had been in use since the 19th century. But this was one of the last decades that this iconic Britannia design would appear on pennies. Now, you might be wondering, how can a coin that's heavily circulated, possibly very dirty, even corroded in parts, have any value? In many cases, collectors dismiss such coins. In the case of the 1937 penny, even circulated coins can attract attention, especially if they're original, unaltered, and complete. Because some collectors, particularly in auction markets, are looking for coins that represent genuine history, coins that were actually used by people decades ago, coins that have seen the Second World War, post-war rationing, and the early days of modern Britain. Now, here's the real kicker. The 1937 penny had a relatively high mintage of over 60 million, so it's not rare in the traditional sense. But in circulated but uncleaned condition, with natural patina or grime, these coins are becoming less and less common every year, because collectors and dealers often clean them, ruining the original surface. Others are melted down, lost, or simply discarded. So when one appears in its natural, untouched state, even dirty, it catches the eye of true numismatists who understand the historical and aesthetic value of such pieces. So let's get to the money talk. What's the auction value today for a 1937 UK 1 penny in circulated and dirty condition? Here's where things get interesting. While a pristine, uncirculated 1937 penny might go for $100,000, the circulated and uncleaned ones are now being seen as collector-worthy in their own right. Recent online auctions have seen a very dirty 1937 penny with full detail, but heavy wear sell for $150,000. Another grimy, but complete coin, full patina, hammered down for $156,000, and one lot of 1937 circulated pennies, all in rough shape, sold for $200,000 or even more. These old pennies, even in poor condition, are finding their way into private collections, historical displays, and online auction houses, often fetching more than you'd expect. If you're a collector or thinking about selling one, here are a few tips. That patina, grime, and wear is part of its value. Cleaning it can cut its worth in half or more. Moisture can cause further corrosion. Use a soft cloth or place it in a coin flip. Good lighting and close-ups will help show the details that auction bidders are looking for. Sites like eBay, heritage auctions, or local numismatic auctions often have similar coins listed. You can gauge value based on actual sales, not just listings. The history of the coin, the monarch, and the era can make your listing more attractive. So there you have it. The 1937 United Kingdom 1 penny, once a simple coin in every British pocket, now a sought-after collectible even in very dirty, circulated condition. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just inherited a box of old coins from your grandparents, always look twice. Value hides in the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin insights, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. And let us know in the comments, do you have a 1937 penny? What condition is it in? Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.